Hello everyone. Today just gonna do support coaching. It's gonna be for 1 hour and that's it. I believe the rank of the player is around gold and it should be Zenyatta. I think so. We're gonna start just in 1 minute. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna join the voice channel. We can start. Hello, Sneaky.
Howdy.
How's your day?
I'm living.
Living. Good to
Yeah, still
hear.
gotta go to work.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. Well, what's the latest news so far? What have you been working on?
Um, Still been working on positioning a lot with my support pool. I've been doing a lot more replay reviews on my own to just point out some of the mistakes that I didn't catch while in game.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of times whenever I am in game and I see myself doing something that I can easily point out as wrong or just like going in an awful position, uh, I
Mm-hmm.
can point that out a lot of times in game, and then noticing more stuff outside of game
Yeah,
is fairly helpful.
yeah, yeah, for sure. If you do it quite frequently, maybe not that much, but just 1, 2 times per week, 15, 20 minutes is definitely enough. You can just take a look quickly, see what kind of improvements you made, maybe what is there something you can practice in addition. Just look for the patterns and should be good. Okay, what have you been applying so far from what we mentioned in our previous session with you?
Definitely have been taking more off angles as Zen, um, applying the the 90 degrees of focus, whether
Mhm,
it being right, left, or behind, even sometimes,
mhm.
has netted not necessarily me, but the team fight in general wins a lot more frequently.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. You're providing a lot of bursts from there. That is good. Okay. What seemed maybe more problematic for you when you look to apply all this advice from the previous session? Is there anything specific you think what's been difficult? Hmm.
I would say possibly the timing of when to go onto those off angles,
Hmm.
like noticing when my team has the space for me to be able to rotate to those angles and apply pressure.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, I have I noticed sometimes that I would attempt to force it and I would just get completely decimated.
Yeah, I think it would be good to take a look at those replays where you try to do so. Maybe take where you try to take those off angles and see what you could have improved there. Is that sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any replays we can take a look at?
Yeah, just sent
Right
it.
there. Okay, let's start with that one. I'm gonna screen share here for you. I'm also recording this on Twitch, so this recording is gonna be saved. You can watch it at any point of time. So should be good. Let's take a look here. Can you see my stream just fine? Is it working for you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this map, you've been playing pretty much Zenyatta, yeah? Same kind of character we've been doing coaching on. Nice. Okay, let's take a look.
I think I played Zen, Anna, and illiary this game.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we're still probably gonna start with just kind of going over those fundamentals, seeing how do you position yourself, what do you do there first, and then maybe we'll add something else potentially. Okay, when we're starting with the pressure towards the point, what do you think your position should be at this point of time? Can you maybe take this 90 angle? Is it possible for you? Maybe what's stopping you from doing that? Yeah, what's your thoughts there?
I see that far left, my tracer is on that left side,
Mm-hmm.
off angle. I did not want to stand on top of the tracer as we're both very, very low HP targets.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought process was to start going to the right. And as I had started to do that, I noticed my team started to get picked off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to go from the bottom right of the stairs up to the high ground on the right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And at that point, my team started to get picked. So after started seeing picks, I wanted to keep my cast alive and get us both out if possible, or at least put as much distance between myself and the 5 enemies as possible.
Right, right. So first of all, starting with why it's concerning you that stacking with the tracer might be not as good. Yeah, I understand the HP factor. Yeah, sure, but if we look at this situation, is that something what is gonna influence the fight a lot? Yeah, let's say you both low HP targets. Well, sure, but why it might be threatening to you? Why maybe it's gonna be difficult for you to take the point because of it? What's your thoughts there?
Uh, Mainly at this time, I do believe I was um I had like just gotten back from grabbing a drink or something whenever uh like a couple of seconds after
Hmm.
the point or the doors unlocked.
Hmm.
So I was kind of autopiloting here
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
half of it
Hmm.
and like picked up whenever I was like about where the cast is
Right. Okay.
through the opening.
Okay, this is reasonable. Yeah. Okay. So what we can be paying attention to, so it's gonna be easier for you to make this decision to take the angle or not. Okay. So for first, you want to see if it's safe. Obviously, here it's quite open. You can take this open lane potentially to the left. There's one low HP or not. It's not that. It doesn't matter that much. Let's put it this way. You just want to kind of see, do you have enough defensive capabilities? So first, it's, do you have cover? That is one. And second, usually you want to look at if your team is being active or not. So this is when you can say, I'm pretty safe on the angle. But what it might be also important to you is, because you playing Zenyatta, you're quite good at enabling anybody who is taking angles because of your orb. Because orb can stay for some period of time on the character. Like let's say here, the Tracer, she might take the corner where maybe Moira, she can't see her, but you, because the Tracer's behind the corner, still can potentially support her with your, okay? So this is something you want to take advantage of. When you on off angles like this, maybe it's 90 angles, try to see who is on the maps that is taking off angles as well. I would say that, yeah. Or maybe flanks, yeah. And you can kind of maybe, even before the game starts, look at your team com and see. Maybe you have the Tracer, maybe it's Echo, maybe it's Sombra, yeah? Something like that. Just being able to enable those guys while taking an off angle as well. Kind of an additional point to our previous session. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this what could enable your Trace a little bit more, because she's more active in the fight, and it might result in you guys getting a pick, even though your teammates are dying, you're still enabling more aggressive teammate because of the orb, yeah? And you're also providing, potentially can provide bigger pressure. Let's say your Doomfist dies, well, this is okay, you still can trade, yeah? You still can win the fight, because you get a couple more picks, who knows? Because of your position, that's one, and second, the one who you support, the one more aggressive member. Okay, so let's see, maybe in the next fight, kind of similar situation. Let's see who is going to be the most active, how you can support them, and position yourself. Here you have the Genji, you have the Tracer and Bull. Might be one of the first targets you can start supporting a little bit more. So see, right away. Yep, because I understand there's like concern, yeah. Can I move towards 90 angle, yeah? Can you be somewhere rotating, yeah, at the better position where you can stay more aggressive? That's understandable, but what what might make it easier for you to make that decision to rotate towards better position before shooting? Let's put it this way. Is there something what can help you on your team? What do you think?
I am a little bit confused now.
Why is that? So is there basically, okay, like when we here, because it's not the most effective position for us to be at most of the time, yeah, when we do the main, mm, but potentially, if we're taking a 90 angle, something like similar to this, or maybe similar to this, it's better, yeah, because you can provide more pressure on the map. It's just a matter of what can help you to get to those positions safely, yeah. Because see here, like my question is, yeah, why do we stay at this position? Yeah, can you, because we still can move, yeah, towards some better position. You just want to recognize what helps you to do that effectively. Okay, so the one thing, the big,
Cover.
mm-hmm, yeah, cover, yeah, cover is the one.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think I see what you're recommending. So in this case, going through and to the right, so I can maintain sightline, or if they switch their um,
Mm-hmm.
their aggression from the tracer back to my team, I can still rotate through and to the left.
Mm-hmm. 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 Exactly. You first of all using cover to your advantage. Yeah, you still get in a position, setting up your own play. That is 1 second, you're enabling the most aggressive members on your team because you're able to see them, like maybe seeing your ball, going aggressive, Tracer later as well. You have the sidelines to do that. Potentially, maybe, let's say you do it from the left, yeah, might be a little bit more advantageous. And what you can think about as well is when you tank being aggressive, just like that, use this time to rotate somewhere to the better position. So do not just stay on the main angles like here, but try to go through, see what are the options. Yeah, maybe even if we on the main right there, you started here, it's just difficult to rotate. Still use this point of time to maybe get to the better position eventually. Yeah, maybe you go to the pillar here and go to the left. Maybe you also go from here to here. Yeah, there are options. There are multiple options, but just constantly think about your tank as an enabler for you to rotate towards the angles, because now it's extremely difficult for you to get value here. You just consistently, well, there's consistently going to be some sort of defensive ability in your way, yeah, because you're staying on this kind of main side here. Does all of it make sense so far, or any questions?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it
Let's see, maybe the next fight here. Okay, so we could just kind of play to the main. You have to reset at this point. It's understandable. Have to wait for your members to get back. There's just no more right click. Right. Your ball is going in. Okay. See, this is kind of similar situation. Can you use this time while this ball is distracting an enemy to rotate towards the better position? What do you think? Can you just walk up, maybe, potentially, and then go all the way left, all the way right? What do you think?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is exactly the time you use this. Maybe you can also specify to look at your teammates' abilities. For example, Ball specifically, he's gonna be going in with a grapple and slam. Yeah, it might make it easy for you to engage and rotate around all of these things. You can also see maybe if your other members, like a Tracer, is aggressive because she has quite a lot of mobility. Maybe she's distracting the enemy there as well. This is quite good, but yeah, you definitely have to find this time to get to the better position, because now we just basically for the half of the round we're stuck on the main. Yeah, this can happen. We're not providing as much threat potential. Yeah, there's no big burst potential towards an enemy team basically. Okay, the next fight we are resetting. That's so right. You have your Transcendence. Let's see how we're gonna make it. Maybe your team is gonna touch there. Okay, well they just died, but that's so right. Okay, we can use similar examples on the next maps even. Even with Illiary, we're just gonna see the go through the same mindset of thinking what our best position is gonna be. That is one. Second, who are you looking to enable with your healing, for instance? So with Illiary, for example, what's your thoughts here? What your best position on the map is gonna look like? Who are you looking to support as well? What do you think?
For my healing, I was looking to support the Rhine at the choke.
Mm-hmm.
And for my position, I was looking to take either this left side high ground or the right side high ground on the temple
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
apply even more pressure towards the choke with, I believe Genji goes left side temple.
Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. You guys fighting for the high ground initially. Some early pressure. And see, this is exactly the time you want to potentially use and see if it's possible for you to take space. Okay? Whenever your tank is receiving pressure just like that, that is enough for you to make a decision to move to slight off angle. Yeah, we're not exactly leaning towards 90 angles right away, but we're seeing this is an option to go somewhere else. Maybe drop down the stairs. Maybe you can also go towards this corner here, but I think just going towards the stairs is already enough. And this what splits an enemy's attention. That's what makes it harder for them to get your Rhine. Well, first of all, you're gonna be in a place to support them, like I mentioned. Second, you're gonna enable your play. It's gonna be easier for you to get to 90 angle. Yeah, use your tank as a distraction and move through. Something to use as well is your HP. Your HP is a big tool which allows you to do the rotations and even trade with enemy abilities, enemy damage. Whenever you are full HP, you can trade most of your HP. Well, you can start with just trading half of your HP, and once you got it, once you got critical, then you can play a little bit more on defensive note. You can start playing behind the cover if you like. If you have your HP up, if you have full HP again, then you can start trading it again. Yeah, even in the previous game, there was a problem. You were not trading your HP as actively. Yeah, you should be doing that through your positioning. So that is something you can look to do as well. Yeah, there's no, do not hesitate to do so. Just take better space. That's okay. When you full HP, it might be easy for you. This is also good potential rotation, yeah? Going all the way left, starting here, but you can do it even faster. Okay. It's just because we've been doing this rotation all the way back, now there's a downtime, maybe some opportunities missed to heal your Ryan, and also just to shoot the enemy in general. Okay, here, breaking through the choke might be a little bit harder, so we can see what are the options at this point. Okay, we're supporting Ryan, sure. Right, let's see. When you do this pressure towards the choke here, how do you break through? What do you think? What you can look to do with your position, first of all?
Look to support from the left. I have the healing pylon already up.
Mm-hmm.
I can use the movement from her. I completely forget what that ability is called now.
That's okay, yeah, I understand. So you're,
And
yeah.
go onto the left side.
Left side on the bridge, right there.
Yep.
I think possible. You might also even do this, to be honest, if you have time. Just use those moments when your teammates just rotating to set up, especially your tank rotating, taking some pressure in. You can use that, I think. Set up. Maybe you're gonna be more careful because you don't have the Moira, because she cannot support anybody there. You guys only 3 versus 5, but still, emphasizing setup before your teammates get back in the fight is gonna be quite important. Yeah, here it's a little bit tricky. Yeah, your Ryan takes a lot of damage. Well, you have to heal him up, wait for everybody, and then from here, that's gonna be exactly the time you use to maybe just to rotate right away. And no matter what, you can go all the way left. I think once your tank starts the pressure, you can start attacking as well. So you guys are not gonna be stuck in a choke. Whenever you find yourself stuck somewhere, just in those chokes might be something similar to this, like Archenwald first point, or it might be just even King's Row point on when you get the objective. It's pretty common. Try to always take an angle and see how do you split an enemy attention. You might even do it through using your ultimate, because with illiary you can just go up in the air, yeah, distract an enemy a little bit this way, being more proactive with that, why not? This is a good kill on the Cassidy. Ultimate's fine as well. Just a little bit. I think the timing is fine. What do you think about the target priority? Who do you shoot with the ultimate? Maybe even finding a better time. What do you think? Is there something else we can do improve about our timing and target priority there? What's your thoughts? Shooting this Mercy, can your team follow up on that? Can you follow up on that Mercy?
Negative, but I do believe here I was just trying to pressure the Mercy, because if I did ult for the cast here,
Mhm.
I know he's going to have a pocket Mercy as soon as he comes back up.
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense. Yeah, you can pressure this here, but what about the time when you start shooting? Should we shoot this right away? Can you wait a little bit longer? What do you think?
Yes, definitely could
Maybe.
have waited a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of just feels like get on the best position possible. Yeah, even with your ultimate, get on the best angle possible and see if most of your team can use this pressure. If they can follow up on that, that's usually nice. If not, then see if it's possible for you to get a kill on the target. Maybe the Mercy is gonna be killable because of your good position. I think this is pretty reasonable. And now it's just a little bit tough because You're completely by yourself here, a little bit overexposed. Yeah, of course, there's a high noon, you have to hide. Maybe not the best decision to pick that, but you know, it's still gonna be difficult and easy to push you because you're initiating slightly too early. So I think use your ultimate like you did. Proactivity is good. Just get better position, wait a little, look around, check where your team is, and you can push up more. Hmm. I see you started going left, but then you made the decision to go to the right. Why is that the case? Why didn't you take this position right away?
Um, I do believe I had 6 seconds left for the cooldown on
Mm-hmm.
the jump, and I wanted to be at least a little 4 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to be useful.
Yeah, so just meanwhile trying to kind of support this main angle there. That's what you're saying. Yeah, like
Yeah, I
okay.
definitely could have done that because my healing pylon is there.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I think as well. Just make sure you set up your own pressure before supporting your team directly. It's kind of have the best position possible, support the angles. I think for the Lowry, you do not have that option to kind of support people behind the walls like Zenyatta. When somebody is flanking, when somebody's taking off angles, with Zenyatta it's much easier. But still, with the Lowry, because of your mobility, because you can take advantage of that, you can support those angles away from your core a little bit more, just like that. This junk right here, maybe your Ryan flanking, this can be the one, and just get there first, because this what receives more pressure. Maybe you wait 1-2 seconds, this Reinhardt maybe is gonna die, but at least you're gonna be in better position to support this, which is more important. Yeah, notice who is being more active on the field always, and it's usually people taking off angles just like that. Or to the left. This here, it's not providing as much pressure because not the best position on the map. This Junkrat can potentially do more, enable his aggressive play. Maybe you guys gonna be capturing the objective. Might be a little bit easier for you, just in general. This is good shooting though. You should be getting the point. And now the same thing again. We just want to see how do you set up and support the most aggressive angle. So what do you think about your position at this point of time? Where should you be to support the most aggressive angle and set up your own pressure? What do you think?
Above me.
Right above, so on the bridge?
Yes. Looking down,
Mhm.
and also you have that I can go from bridge to the center temple, so I can reapply the healing beacon, and from bridge I can go far right if they push through, and to the left towards us, right for them.
Yeah, exactly. Specifically for Larry, just taking advantage of your mobility first when you're applying the setup is something you're gonna be doing. Going here, you have a lot of options what to do. You're still in the range to support your angles, like this active group at the front. You're still able to heal them up while applying pressure on the enemy. This is what you're looking for. This can also work, this position to the right, but this position you would choose maybe with some other support, just support where maybe you cannot use verticality as much, where you really rely on short range, like Moira, for example. Yeah, if you're Moira, I think it's reasonable to be around the core here. You're playing your Larry, you have a little bit of range, a little bit more of mobility, where you can get on vertical angles, just like that. Makes it easy. And what's important, you distract an enemy more. Okay, so there's some shooting. The pylon's been alright, I think. I don't see it's the main problem with those. I think it's just how we position and how we're supporting our most aggressive angle at the same time. That's a good kill. Okay, let's see what's the next fight is gonna be. Okay. And our third point was also timing. Yeah. When you looking to do something on the map, you can just use this fundamental rule. Look at your tank. When your tank is being aggressive, when your tank is being active on the field, you can do something. Now, when you're doing this ultimate, let's take a look. Is your tank, is he active at the moment? Is he receiving a lot of pressure, applying a lot of pressure on the enemy? What it looks like.
He is looks more like he's drawing attention
Some attention, yeah.
rather than putting pressure.
Right, right. So is it, what do you think? Is there something to improve about the timing? Is the ultimate maybe, can we use that even at a better time when most of your team can follow up? Is that possible? I think this is reasonable still. Yeah, you get a kill. It's just the question is, can we sneak in a little bit more value from this? So what do you think?
Definitely. Well, obviously. It's
So how do you do
difficult
that?
for
Mhm.
I will be honest, this game is I think 4 days old. I don't really remember like my thought process through the game. It's just one that
Mhm.
I had reviewed myself as well.
Yeah, I
And
think
so I thought
it's,
I'd bring it in for a little extra advice.
yeah, I think it's alright. I just want to see, like, because remember our time, what we mentioned about the pressure, yeah, whenever you starting doing something, it doesn't matter, you take the better position or you just doing damage on the enemy team, looking at your tank when he is being active a little bit more, provides bigger value usually, yeah, most of the time. Yeah. So my question is, can you wait for the better time to do this ultimate? Yeah, can you improve the timing on the ultimate here? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you do that? At the specific moment, what do you think you could be doing?
I instead of ulting, if I go around with the ash
Mm-hmm.
and allow my tank to start the fight,
Mm-hmm.
and then whenever he goes in, follow it up with the ulti.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's kind of this angle to the right might work. Again, it's just first setup. You get in the best position possible and you kind of bait enemies' attention in. You bait enemy angles in where most of your team can be active. This is still pretty decent ultimate because you got couple of kills there. It's just by yourself. It works, but maybe extending the time might work in your favor because you guys play for time anyway. Yeah, the more you have the objective, the better for you. So if you win the fight later, you might not even take the next fight. You know what I mean? Because you're taking the fight around maybe 80%, 85%, for example, and winning it, then it's going to be really hard for the enemy to touch later. That's what you want to look at. Just see, and there's a better time, maybe like now, when your tank goes in, this might be better. This is still decent. Yeah, you did quite a lot. It's just we can do the same slightly later. When you're playing for the objective, usually it's more important. So set up your own position and then start doing pressure right after, I think. Because now you're giving them option to potentially touch the point and maybe win this game. So see, like, this is just the last seconds. Yeah, just a little bit of like 2%. If they touch this, it might complicate things. But yeah, they didn't. It's still good. They didn't go any fast character. Okay. So what we got so far? One is timing. Tank is being active. That is one. Second, setup. First, you can use your tank as a distraction. And another one, target priority. Seeing who is taking an angle, you want to support them a little bit more. It doesn't matter, I think, what character you can take advantage of your kit. Just see what are you good at. Zenyatta, for example, you supporting the flanks. As illiary, you're a little bit more short range oriented, but you have more mobility, verticality, so support people taking those kind of angles with you. Okay, let's see this here. Can you set up at the bad angle first? What do you think?
Um,
Any better position to take?
behind my Ash.
Behind your Ash, but well, it's kind of similar still, right? There's almost no difference.
Far right.
Far right, go all the way here.
Yes.
Okay. How are you gonna be supporting most active members from there? You see, like it's gonna be maybe slightly more difficult. Yeah. So you want to kind of have the balance, and you want to have the position which allows you to support the active members while applying pressure. Okay. For example, let's say you guys fight for the point. You can maybe take this wall, for example. Yeah. It's just because all of this is depends on the situation. Okay, if you guys fighting for the point, take this wall. Maybe you go to the left, fighting for the top left position. You can take the stairs. Yeah, it's just we seen where you can use your verticality a little bit more. Yeah, take advantage of your mobility, which we don't do here. Yeah, you just keep staying here, but you could be getting a better spot while supporting all of this. Yeah, do you see what I mean? Does it make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, so there's pressure on the bastion, echo. Using your ability to get out is fine. Just get stuck in a wall there. Yeah, it's just kind of lonesome. Yeah, why again? Positioning is valuable to us because most importantly, you absorb enemy attention. They might look towards you, and you're gonna be trading the HP. Yeah. Don't hesitate to do that. You have the support passive, so take damage, apply pressure. That's really good. You relieve the pressure of your Ryan, you relieve the pressure of the other people, make it easier for you to win the fight on long term. If you're not trading your HP, like see now you're done, this is usually a big mistake as a support. You have to take damage. You have to obviously still use cover, but trade your resource. Trade your HP. This is really valuable to your team. Okay, so watch this fight. Now can move into the next one. Here we're going on here. Some early pressure is good. It's always nice.
Yeah, I do believe I switched to Ana because of at this point my Moira was spamming me for not healing enough
Oh.
because I was illiary and I had 8k damage.
Interesting. Yeah, I would say it's like it seemed to me you just need to distract an enemy more. So your position, like this, the entire the entire game for the most part, it's just about that. It feels first of all setup, obviously supporting your active angles as well, but it's kind of always not about the quantity of damage or healing, but I think it's first of all about the quality. Are you putting attention at the right place? Are you doing it in the right time? And it should be enough. Yeah, just I think paying attention to stats alone is not the bad thing. So if if someone tells you, oh, you don't have this amount of damage or healing, that doesn't matter as much. You still might have big damage numbers or big healing numbers and still be paying attention to not valuable targets. Yeah, let's say you're doing damage all the time, but you shooting enemy tank constantly. Yeah, it's not gonna provide a lot of value. But let's say even during the fight, you also do the healing, and you only healing tank with the big numbers. It still might be not the best. It might not provide the biggest value on the field. And there's a sleep dart, makes sense. There was an echo form. Some of the pressure there. Yeah, a little bit difficult for you to break through the choke. Still, kind of similar to situation to what happened before. What do you think is the play? Can you break through the choke through better position? Can you take any better position instead of just applying pressure right away? Yeah, what do you think?
After or while-ish, the tank got hooked,
Mhm.
could use that time to back off and take the longer sightline towards my spawn.
Longer sideline towards your so where you would be. So like I mean now, yeah, you for example, you just setting up in this choke, yeah? Can you take any more valuable position, kind of prepare for the fight to break through? What that position would be?
From where I'm at currently, it'd
Yeah.
most likely be best to rotate around behind me to the right.
Yeah. For example, like this, let's call it A position. You might also do B, but this is what you have to do. You cannot break through the choke if you guys stuck in the same place, and especially just like mentality wise, yeah, whenever we do more proactive play, it enables your team more, and you also split an enemy attention. Yeah, doing this, it's fine to do damage like I mentioned, but you have to make sure you're the best position possible. Flanking Azana is definitely good play there overall too, because you have Moira anyway supporting this main angle. So focus more on how you can be proactive with your utility, your nade especially, maybe your sleep dart as well. You can even treat your sleep dart, your defensive cooldowns like sleep dart, just as a tool which allows you to stay more aggressive, take more threatening angles on the map. That's I think how you can how you can use it to your advantage. If somebody goes in you, let's say there's a hog or maybe there's a bastion, we're using sleep dart and then shutting them down completely. Yeah, it just feels a little bit more on a reactive side. Yeah, you're just kind of waiting for the enemy to make a mistake, but try to do your own proactive play first.
Will definitely say at this point, I am on 110% autopilot because my Moira has me pissed off.
Right.
It wasn't just in text chat that so like after our Rhine got hooked,
Mhm.
or it was whenever she died, trying to go through the choke at some point here, that she just started going off in voice, and so I left team chat and muted her in everything,
Mhm.
and just kind of tried my best, but was definitely on autopilot.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Whenever your teammates, or maybe it's even the enemy team, they influencing your performance, you just leaving the chat because of it. It makes sense. You're paying attention to what you control, making sure your performance is high, your focus is high this way as well. This is fine. Maybe if you like doing something else, for some players, it just might be they listen to music on the background a little. They maybe take a deep breaths as well to calm their nerves. And this might help in long term. Potentially, just Well, even short term, yeah. When you're staying in a match, there's nothing else you can do. Just leave the voice channel. Maybe try to do this kind of breathing exercises a little, and then it's gonna calm your nerves this way because your heart rate is gonna decrease. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it seems like just this entire game is more about proactive setup and understanding your target priority and also understanding the timing of when you should be doing something. Mhm. Well, we still have some minutes left, so if you want to look at another game, we can do that. Or if you have any specific questions, we can go over your questions. Maybe you want to ask something, give me timestamp, we can go over all of that.
I don't really have any other replays. That was like the only loss I've had in the past couple of weeks.
If you have
I've
any
mainly
close
been
game, we can
playing
also look at that.
tank. I do have a close game, but my teammates were throwing, and the guy that I was queued with is most definitely not supposed to be in gold. This dude is
Mhm.
insane.
So it's your Duke, you the guy
I
you could with.
was at this point because I ran into him. He was a really cool dude. He was the only person on our team that was talking, and kind of just started dueling for the day
Mhm,
since it was right before I went to work.
mhm.
Uh, yeah, he most definitely hard carried this, but we had a lot of teammates just actually throwing.
Well, that might be the case. Yeah, it's just your. mm, Sometimes you get the games where it's really hard to win, no matter what, right? You get the teammates throwing, but I think it's always important to see how can you set up your own proactive play so this way you can enable your teammates and maybe not only enable but kind of relieve some pressure of them. Yeah. So do
I
it
feel
through.
like I did
Mhm,
definitely do that this game. Whenever, so we had our DPS, our other DPS,
mhm,
as the guy that I was with is DPS.
mhm.
Our other DPS DC'd early in the game because he was hard losing a Widow 1v1, and then reconnected, and I do believe just started he started very much so throwing along with his friends that he was queued with.
Right. I
They
see.
were three stacked, and
Interesting.
I do remember our Doom diving off with his ulti at least twice.
Okay. Okay.
And so
Okay.
towards the end of the game, I just gave up on supporting the people that are just running in and trolling because they admitted to
Mhm,
trolling in
mhm,
our in team chat. So I
mm.
just focused on. I literally mercy pocketed him with damage boost and wasn't going to do anything to
Mhm,
put myself in harm's way
mhm.
where I couldn't necessarily get a res off on him.
Right. Right.
So as long as I can keep him
Uh-huh.
up, we were doing enough to keep them off of the point and keeping them at least staggered enough to where it would be me and him as I do believe Mercy Soldier versus just a tank or two DPS or just a support and a tank
Mhm.
rather than their entire team versus basically just us.
Right, right. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Just kind of, first of all, you enable anybody who, first, maybe somebody who you do queue with because you're doing certain play, kind of just enabling each other. It's quite good strategy. You also might see how to enable your play at first as well. Maybe, again, your teammates, they're doing something interesting. Yeah, sure, it happens, but just seeing how do you position yourself? How do you use your abilities to crush an enemy first, and second, enable your own teammates as well? So even with the Kiri, you have big potential, you have big amount of mobility, So this way you can distract an enemy a little bit more. So see right away, yeah. Our important notes, first of all, was can you take a better angle? Can you take a better position? Can you do it with the Kiri right away when you're breaking through this choke? Who you should be TPing to, potentially? Can you TP to the Surgeon, for example, to the left? Can you TP to the Zenyatta, to the right, to take better space?
I feel like because of the platform that the Sojourn is on, I could TP to Zen to maybe alleviate pressure that might go towards the Sojourn
Potentially. See, like
and
this.
add to that side, as long as possibly keep the Zen alive with Suzu.
Exactly. And this is what you're looking for. Your first cooldowns, whenever you have the mobility with the character, use the first cooldowns to just get in a position, rotate, and then get the cooldowns back. Maybe, let's say you got the cooldowns back here on the statue. Maybe even getting here, I think, is also valuable because you're supporting the most aggressive member. But you can also do it from here, kind of. It's just, to me, little bit better position for you to apply pressure from, because you still can use some sort of vertical, let's see, as a Kiriko. If you can't do that, you can always drop, go up, take advantage of it. But yeah, the main point then still just get a position and then get your defensive cooldowns back while shooting. If somebody pressures you, you can always get out. Yeah, you can also use your Suzu just in case. But this should be the first priority, and that what might to even influence your DPS to get kills a little bit more, because you relieve some pressure of them. Obviously, you can't maybe relieve the pressure of your Widowmaker because she's getting one shot, but still valuable to set up at the better spot first. Because imagine you've been with that Surgeon, maybe, instead of getting 2 kills right away, you guys get 3 instead. And then it's completely different story, yeah? It's just gonna be 3v2, and you probably win the point because of it. It's always just through enabling your own play. Okay. This can be a good start as well. Just taking this flanky position, why not? Now, see the time in a win. This is good position. I really like it. You're behind enemy lines. What are we missing about the timing? Is it a good time for us to engage?
No. The Doom is retreating.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think Doomfist is doing one. He's just, yeah, he's using his slam, but
never mind, he's coming in.
yeah, he's coming in, but you want to let him to receive
I should have
initial
waited until he lands.
Exactly. This destruction here, big slam, everyone's distracted. 2 shots in the enemy, like you did, and you get a kill. You get a kill on the Widowmaker, maybe you get a kill on the Soldier. It's what's valuable most of the time. And you can kind of trade your HP, yeah, which you did there. You just get to have HP. Once you have, you can go away. Well, you can even use a Suzu sometimes if you're confident. You can win the angle control. If you can win versus that Soldier, that's completely alright. Just slightly better timing. And I think the first part is still you want to fix taking better position a little bit more. Understand that when you can do that, use your mobility to help yourself to do that. Like here, yeah, use this phase of taking the better position. This is really nice. Get on the angle, you use your mobility, and you're gonna get it back by the time when your team is gonna pressure the point. You see this? You're gonna deal with the Widowmaker, and now you can just wait a little, and once your team is gonna pressure the point, you're gonna get your cooldown back. If something happens, you can always TP out. And this guy, yeah, he's pretty good indeed. Yeah, he is doing quite a lot. So you can just kind of also stay enabling him. But it's not because he is maybe just because he's really good. It's just because he is the one taking angles on the map and receiving a lot of pressure. You see all of that. Yeah, all these guys chasing him around the map. You just can't beat a position enabling him, which you are. Just make sure you also save by yourself. You're not exposed to the enemy damage as much, like that orb there. would be good. Okay, so he got a kill. You rotated. That's fine. He died. That happens. There's some pressure on the Widow. You see, this point of time as well, you got the good position initially. Yeah, there was. I don't think you could be getting anywhere else. But even from here, there's the middle of the fight. Can you take a better position in order to pressure the point, or maybe pressure this Widow? What do you think?
The high ground to the top right would be better,
Mm-hmm.
as I can flank the Widow from there. I can manage my team on the point if necessary
Exactly.
from both that side and the opposite side.
Exactly. Yeah. Even in the
As
middle of
well,
the
it
fight.
gives me a better angle on the Mercy.
Exactly. Yeah. You're short to range oriented character anyway, short to mid. So take those kind of angles, which allows you to apply pressure from your range. You don't want to shoot at the sniper range. Always set up, shoot. Set up, shoot. Get in the face of Widowmaker, even if maybe sometimes possible, and then apply pressure from there. Want to pressure the point, get again slightly closer. It just
I
feels like a little bit.
am
Mhm,
also very new to Kiri,
mhm.
to the point where I didn't even know she had a wall climb until like a couple of days ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, you just you play, you learn. It's all good. You can take take advantage of it now, but it's still kind of even see in the middle of the fight. How can I use my cooldown sometimes even to get in a better position? Yeah, let's say maybe you get on this Doomfist, you just go jump here, you maybe TP to him, still better because you're gonna be at shorter range angles and it's also more flanky angles, so you split an enemy attention more this way. As the Kiri, you can do a little bit more of flanking in general. That's quite good. But yeah, this is what I see so far. Yep. I think at this point we can just summarize. What do you got out of today so far? What have we learned with you?
Focus more on timing engagements and the angles, as well as setting up
Mm-hmm.
while um, there isn't as much fighting going on.
Mm-hmm.
Use the aggressive angles and the teammates that are creating aggression to enable my character's capabilities to the most that they can get, and possibly enable my teammates' characters even further with the abilities that I have, as well as maintain off angles and constantly look for a better position.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think it's that, and even this point where there's not too much pressure. You can use that to rotate, obviously, before the fight, maybe even middle of the fight sometimes. But still, I think really emphasize at any point of time, am I at the best position possible? Yeah, doesn't matter if there's a lot of pressure or not. It doesn't matter if you're able to shoot in an enemy team or not. Just see, is there a better range or angle I can take by doing my rotation? And also, an additional point is going to be, we kind of talked about it slightly, with target priority, try to enable the most aggressive angle. Just see who is gonna do it on the map. Try to support them a little bit more. Usually, it's just gonna be based on who's taking off angle. So you can start with that. You can see, maybe this person's taking off angle. I want to stick to them, especially on the characters like Kiri, Zenyatta. Well, it's not necessarily sticking to them. Yeah, it's just being able to support them. Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, support aggressive angles, off angles specifically. From your position, it's going to be easier to do that. And our second point, so it's just more, first point was about setup, and big second point is the quality of the pressure, how you apply pressure. It was just timing. I think try to fix that. Make sure you being active when your tank is active. Once your tank is in, he receives some sort of pressure. He is using maybe his offensive abilities. He's creating his HP actively. He can start doing something. You can start using your own abilities. You can start doing damage. This kind of thing. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna put in the notes as well. Do you have any final questions?
Um, no, not really. Mainly the problem I've definitely seen is just reminding myself in game of
Mm-hmm.
where am I? Where could I be at that is better? And I guess to shorten it is where is the action happening?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of scouting, getting information as well. This might be helpful. I think might be good topic for us to talk about later as well. I'm just gonna mention it in a summary right there. Scouting, anticipating the information, how to do it in a more effective way. I'm also still gonna keep the maintaining angles part. Just see how you do that first. If you being active on the angles, if this is good enough, we can talk about something in addition, how to stay all your valuable positions longer. But for now, I think you still need to like do this more of proactive setup. Yeah, let's put it this way. Use your abilities as a resource to enable you staying on the angle because you're there. If somebody pushes you, you have the ability to answer their pressure. That is really nice. Yeah, I think that's it. If you're gonna have any questions later, feel free to always message me, and you can send me timestamp with a specific question too. If there's something you want me to look at, just let me know. Send the questions on Discord, or you can also ask questions on Ask Me Anything channel in my server. Take advantage of that. Yep. And anything else to anything else to mention, or that's it?
Um, I guess kind of a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I had okay, so this is like re-downloaded Overwatch 2 at the end of season 8. I haven't played since Overwatch 1, I think season 12, whenever it was starting. Um, my peak around about season 11 was Diamond, as just straight up only playing DPS. I definitely got a little bit burnt out on it at that
Mm-hmm.
point. So whenever I picked up Overwatch 2, I wanted to definitely try and get into more of the supports, off supports, tanks. Um, for tank, I feel like I'm doing pretty good right now with Malga meta because most metal ranks and well, my games in particular, I'm not against a Malga. Nobody is contesting the Malga, and I play him fairly well to a degree of at least being able to carry myself from gold. Is there any way to sort of better transition what I know from a DPS or my previous history with playing Overwatch 1 and maybe how things are completely different and I need to completely remove them because they're now bad habits? Or
Mm-hmm.
if there's just a better way to transition to a different role now?
Well, first of all, it requires us knowing what kind of habits you had on DPS and then seeing what are the habits on the tank to be the most effective with the device. Like now, I can say for sure. I don't know what are the exact variables I'm working with. In general, to better transition, well, if there's any general advice, I would just say this: you want to maintain playing the one role to make it easy for you to build habits. So you're not playing multiple roles at once because this way you're building conflicting habits. Like for example, today we worked on your support. Yeah, if you just consistently maybe swap between multiple roles, might be confusing just for your brain in general. For you to build all these habits might make it harder. So yeah, I would just lean towards one role in general to make it easier. If you want to look at something specific, like you want to look at the tank later, you can also do that. But yeah, regarding habits, all of that really requires us seeing your gameplay on all those two roles to say for sure. Like, there's no kind of general answer, I guess. If that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Uh, I guess what I more of meant by the question was not that uh, to apply the same habits that I do as DPS, because
Yeah, I understand.
obviously I'm
Transition.
in a safer position as DPS than I am as a support in the instances where, say, if I were to take the same angle as a tracer, but I'm just Kiri
Mhm.
and it's just me, the likelihood of me dying as compared to that tracer are